For every swing, every moment, the Milwaukee Brewers fight. It's not just about hitting the ball, it's about leaving a legacy.
All right, let's get straight to it. For the past few weeks, I've been talking to some of my most trusted sources within the league. Executives, scouts, people who really know what's happening behind the curtain. And the name that keeps coming up in conversations about our Milwaukee Brewers is one that will generate a lot of debate, but in my opinion, makes perfect strategic sense for General Manager Matt Arnold. We're talking about a bold move, a calculated risk-reward play that could be exactly what we need to solidify our position as a dominant force in the National League. The name circulating heavily in the back channels is Eloy Jimenez, the power-hitting slugger from the Chicago White Sox. Now, before anyone dismisses this as empty speculation, let's break down the facts and why this move is not only possible, but extremely logical for our organization. The Milwaukee Brewers, as we well know, have built their recent success on the back of elite pitching and solid defense. Our rotation, led by Freddie Peralta, and our bullpen have been the backbone of the team. However, the big question mark hanging over us, season after season, is our offense. We have excellent pieces, don't get me wrong. William Contreras has established himself as one of the best catchers in the league, a true pillar in the middle of the lineup. Christian Yelich, when healthy, is still a formidable presence, but we lack that one intimidating piece, that 30-plus home run hitter who changes how opposing pitchers approach us. Currently, our offense relies too heavily on manufacturing runs through walks, singles, and opportunistic base running. Our isolated power, ISO, rating, a metric that measures a hitter's raw power, has consistently been in the bottom half of the league. In playoff games against elite pitchers, this lack of firepower can be fatal. This is where Eloy Jimenez comes in. He is the definition of an impact bat. When he's healthy and in a rhythm, his exit velocity and barrel rate metrics are among the very best in all of MLB. He possesses a natural, unteachable power capable of sending the ball out of any ballpark in any direction. He would, without a doubt, be the most powerful hitter in our lineup from day one. The big but with Jimenez, and the reason he would even be available, is his durability and his defense. He has an injury history that has kept him off the field for significant stretches, and his defensive skills in the outfield are, to be generous, below average. However, this is what makes him the perfect target for a team like the Brewers. With the designated hitter, DH position in the National League, we can slot him into the heart of our batting order without worrying about his defensive shortcomings. He can focus solely on what he does best, mashing the baseball. Furthermore, his injury history lowers his trade value, meaning Matt Arnold wouldn't have to empty our farm system to acquire him. It would be a high-risk, high-reward acquisition, the kind of move a small market team needs to make to compete with the league's giants. And his contract structure is another crucial factor. Jimenez is under team control via club options for the next few seasons. This means he wouldn't be a one-year rental. We would have control over him for a period that aligns with our current competitive window, without the commitment of a massive, long-term contract that could cripple our future financial flexibility. This is exactly the type of deal our front office loves. Acquiring an elite talent at a controlled cost, betting on our medical and performance staff to keep him on the field. The chatter I'm hearing indicates that the White Sox are in a full rebuild mode and are willing to listen to offers on almost all of their veteran players. They need prospects, especially pitchers, and our farm system, while not the strongest in the league, has depth in young, promising arms that could interest them. The logic behind this trade is almost flawless from both sides. For us, it fills the biggest hole on our roster. For them, it accelerates their rebuild with young talent. Now let's go deeper into the analysis and discuss what it would take to bring Eloy Jimenez to Milwaukee. As I said, the White Sox are focused on acquiring high-ceiling prospects, and they know that despite the injuries, Jimenez's power is a valuable commodity. However, they aren't in a position to demand an exorbitant package. They can't ask for a prospect of Jackson Churrio's or Jacob Misiorowski's caliber. That would be a non-starter for Matt Arnold. So what would a realistic package look like? I believe a proposal centered around one of our high-potential young pitchers who has yet to fully establish himself could be the starting point. Names like Logan Henderson or even a Robert Gasser, if we're willing to risk a bit more, could be centerpieces. A package might look something like this: a top 10 pitching prospect from our system, a position player with offensive upside who is blocked on our current roster. Think someone like Tyler Black, whose versatility makes him valuable, but who may not have a clear path to everyday playing time. And perhaps a secondary piece, a lower-level minor leaguer with a high ceiling. For the White Sox, this represents a solid return, a near MLB-ready arm, and a position player with potential, in exchange for a powerful but risky asset. For the Brewers, we keep our top prospects intact while adding an elite weapon to our lineup. It's the type of trade that benefits both sides and appears extremely plausible given the needs and strategies of each franchise. Obviously, there are hurdles. Jimenez's medical evaluation would be extremely rigorous. Our medical staff would have to be confident that they can implement a program to maximize his time on the field. Additionally, other teams will certainly be interested. A team in need of a DH with a more robust farm system could try to outbid us. However, the Brewers' need is so clear, and Jimenez's fit is so perfect, that I believe Matt Arnold would be aggressive in his pursuit. The impact of adding a bat like his to our lineup would be transformative. Imagine the protection he would offer William Contreras. Pitchers could no longer pitch around our best hitter with such ease, knowing that one mistake could result in a 2- or 3-run home run. It would create a ripple effect throughout the entire lineup, giving players like Yelich, Adams, and Frelick more opportunities to see better pitches. It would make us one of the most feared offenses in the NL Central, perfectly complementing our already dominant pitching staff. It would be the ultimate statement that we're not just content to compete, we're here to win the World Series. In summary, the rumor linking Eloy Jimenez to the Milwaukee Brewers is more than just smoke. It's grounded in clear needs, financial strategies, and a perfect alignment of interests between two teams. It's a risky move, no doubt, but it's these calculated gambles that separate the good teams from the champions. The question I leave for you, Brew Crew, is this: would you make this trade? Is Eloy Jimenez the missing piece to take us to the top? What package of prospects would you be willing to part with to see his power in a Brewers uniform? Leave your opinions in the comments below. I want to know what the Brewers Nation thinks about this. For more exclusive analysis, breaking news, and everything you need to know about our team, make sure you're subscribed. I am following this story closely and will bring you updates as soon as I have them. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss a thing.